Yeah guys, Beast, back with some more Beastly content. Today we are going to be doing a full guide over how to farm a ton of acid very efficiently in game. So first things first, I'm going to show you a bit of a lower level event that you see going around. Go ahead and do it because it does give a decent amount of acid. I do believe at the end of the clear reward it's either 60 or 30 acid or something like that. Regardless, it's a handful of acid and it is so easy to beat this like heart, guys. Literally, since it's only a level 15 boss, you can literally just come in here and just absolutely wipe this whole entire event in like 3 minutes. These guys are technically deviated enemies, so they can also drop acid on their own. So you could technically take some deviated chops in here and get yourself a little bit more bonus acid out of this, but this is not the main way I suggest for in-gamers to farm acid. I just figured I'd cover this real quickly, maybe for those of you who are newer players. Even if you're not a newer player, it is still just a great little event to do at least one time when you do log in for the day. It is an okay event. You don't have to do this by any means. Like I said, there are better ways of farming acid when it comes to this event here, but it is not a bad event. As you can see there, we just defeated him and there are our acid rewards coming onto the screen. Now, my actual favorite way end game wise though for farming acid is, and it's because it's an infinite farm, it's because it doesn't take very long and it's very simple to do. Is actually going to be cargo runs. When you do cargo runs, you'll get sproutlets, which can be exchanged for acid, and there is no limit on the amount of acid that you can actually exchange. The only limit is how many sproutlets you farm, and it does not take long to farm sproutlets. You really don't even need a gun to farm them. I mean, well, I guess you need to be able to blow up the truck, but besides that, you could use Molotovs or something. But regardless, as you can see here, what we're just crafting here real quickly is just some loving armor here, and then we are actually going to go ahead and find ourselves a cargo scramble. Now for cargo scramble, you will see a little truck moving around on your icon, and your goal is just to get to as close of a teleport area as you can so that you can drive and find this truck. Upon finding the truck, you will be needing to blow it up. And I'm going to go ahead and show you my favorite method of blowing up the cargo scramble truck. So here we go, we're chasing down the truck now. The truck's in front of us. So what I usually do whenever I find the cargo truck usually is drive as far in front of it as I can, just so that I can get a few clips in, because no matter what, you're going to be doing 1 damage to this guy, no matter what level you are, no matter what level your guns are, anything. The dang thing only takes 1 damage, period. But it is how you have to actually destroy this thing. So just keep pumping ammo into it until its health bar runs down to very low, and when it does, the bus will actually get to like 1 HP, or the cargo van, the cargo truck, whatever you want to call it. It will actually get down to 1 HP, and then it will tell you to wait for like 10 seconds before the truck blows up. And then upon the truck finally blowing up, as you can see here, we are just kind of chilling here and waiting. This was probably the worst area I've done a cargo run on. However, I did turn into a little bit of a gunpowder farm. I walked away with like 20 gunpowder by doing this cargo run in this area here, while also getting sproutlets for my acid. So as you can see here, once the truck explodes, these weird orb things will appear from the ground, and what you're going to have to do is just running around them until you get like a jellyfish on your head, and then you got to run around them some more, because every single one that you run around will be giving you a few sproutlets. So just run around all over the map, going to the different little things here by the cargo truck that we did just blow up, guys. And as you can see here, sproutlet 36, and by the end of this video we should be looking at about 800 sproutlet, and all of this took me 30 minutes to do this entire guide, not counting, like, there was a lot of stuff that I had to cut out, guys. I have cut out probably 20-something minutes out of this guide, guys. So this farm, it does not take very long. I was just working on other things as well, you know, from deviated chops, which I will be showing you the recipe for. Those give you a 50% acid bonus on any defeat of deviated enemies. So you go out there and you kill the deviated zombies, and you're going to get 50% more chance of getting acid. So there are other methods of farming acid, as I've covered previously. I will leave 2 other acid farming methods down below. We will be covering it just at a really short, brief thing, but I'm not going to show you where like the area is at or anything in this video. You'll have to go check out those 2 videos down below. But as you can see here, second cargo scramble, and what's interesting about this one is the cargo bus or cargo van, cargo truck was just parked sideways and not even moving on this one. So this was a super easy one. This was a level 10 cargo scramble, so I think we walked out with like 300 more sproutlets out of this, maybe like 275 even. The other one did give us almost 500 sproutlets just from it alone. And so that's like, you know, a good few hundred acid in minutes, and you can just keep farming these cargo runs all dang day long. Now, I will say there's a cargo run loot chest that you can only harvest once a day. After that, you can't collect it anymore. It does have some more acid in it, and it is a good thing to go ahead and get. As you can see here, here's one chilling here. I'm thinking this is the one I've already collected, though. Yeah, as you can see here, already collected. I do believe I showed claiming it earlier and getting a nice little bit more acid out of it. But the next thing we're going to do is head to any Union Stronghold. For us, we're going to choose Blackfell, but any Union Stronghold will have this shop vendor in it, hiding out somewhere. You're looking for the person with the mushroom on their head, because the person with the mushroom on their head takes sproutlets and will trade sproutlets for acid. There is some other interesting things in here, like controllers and Stardust Source, which I highly do not recommend for you to buy Stardust Source ever out of this shop. It just seems like a waste to me, guys. There are so many other ways of getting Stardust. Don't even worry about that. But as you can see here, we did just buy 100 acid. Now, I didn't realize that you can only redeem 100 at a time, so we did try and leave. But we did come back and go ahead and get all of the acid that we could here. And I think we walked away from this at about 400 plus acid. And that was like 400 acid in like 3-4 minutes, probably. I mean, honestly, a cargo run does not take very long, guys. I mean, the worst thing is collecting the sproutlets, and that's just because of the amount of time that it will actually take for you to run around and fill up your sproutlet storage entirely. But one final thing, like I said before we end the video here, is you can also farm acid just by killing deviated enemies. One of the best items to do that with is going to be the preserved deviated pork chop. So all this recipe requires is 1 meat of any kind, peppercorn, and salt. Salt can be made from seawater. All you gotta do is go to the ocean, collect some seawater, boil it down, it'll turn to salt. Peppercorn is a naturally growing plant, which is also, you know, pepper. But we have some going on in our farm here. I'm not going to tell you an exact location of peppercorn. You're probably going to have to figure that one out. See if you got any peppercorn seeds. Plant some down in your base. You'll be good. As you can see here, we're just going to go and collect this. I do believe we even got some peppercorn out of this, guys. But once again, using these chops and my XP Battle Bus farm is also an acid farm. This turns out to be a very good way of farming hundreds of acid as well, if you are more of the enemy killing side of things and less of the cargo scramble side of things. However, I do highly suggest for you to just do cargo scramble and go get all the acid you'll ever need. Super duper easy, guys. But I do believe this is about the end of the video, so go ahead and leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it, and keep it beast mode.